Hello and welcome to a new episode of Neil Bakes. So it's Easter, and what do you associate with Easter? Well, yes, Jesus dying and being resurrected, but more importantly, Easter eggs. So I'm going to make today some small cream eggs, like Cadbury's had, my homemade version, and I'm going to make a bigger Easter egg, have some moulds to use. So these are going to be my cream eggs. I'm going to make a big giant egg, fill that with surprises and goodies for everyone, and hopefully it's going to all be in a shredded wheat nest. Okay, first up it's the shredded wheat nests. So I've got here 400 grams of milk chocolate, 50 grams of butter. I'll use 3 or 4 tablespoons of golden syrup, and we've got 6 shredded wheat biscuits, apparently they call them that. Just 4 simple ingredients for shredded wheat nests. Okay, so first up, melt this chocolate. Let me pour some water into here. Let that boil. Okay, so the chocolate's now on. That'll melt for a while. While it starts melting, what we can do is smash up these. So I guess the easiest way to do that is to stick them into a bag. It's into a freezer bag. So stick in 3 at a time. And just get this. And I guess smash it against the side. And there we go, 1 ball of crushed shredded wheat. How is this getting on? Alright, it's getting there. So the chocolate's now melted. I'm going to add in my butter. So butter going in. Give that a mix in. To melt that butter in. I'll add in about 3 or 4 tablespoons of golden syrup. Literally one of the best ingredients you can get. That's 2, 3, 1 good measure. So there we have a nice melted chocolate with the butter and the golden syrup. So now let's take this off the heat, let it cool for a minute or 2, and then I'm going to put the shredded wheat in and mix it all around to make my nest. Okay, so my chocolate's cooled for a minute. I'm just going to pour all this shredded wheat in and then give it a mix up. So hopefully 6 biscuits is enough for shredded wheat. So let's give it a mix. There we go. I think that'll do. So what I want to do is kind of make a nest out of it. So that my eggs can fit inside it. I think I'm going to try and use some baking beads just to keep it in place. Like baking beads. Beads are in the middle with the shredded wheat nest around there. So that's going to go into the fridge until it's cooled. Probably take a couple of hours, to be honest. So into the fridge it goes. So while that's cooling, we can make some Easter eggs. We can make an Easter Egg-stravaganza. Okay, so now it's time for the cream eggs and the large egg. So the ingredients we've got are 300 grams of chocolate. So I'm going to use dark chocolate, because you can never find dark chocolate eggs anywhere. There's always milk chocolate. So we're going to go dark chocolate today. To help me temper the chocolate, I'm going to use 100 grams of chocolate chips. For the actual fondant of the cream eggs, kind of cheated and used an already made packet mix of like fondant icing. So I'm going to cut this up, and it's going to be mixed with some sugar water. So I've got 250 grams of the fondant icing there. I'm going to add to it the sugar water, which will be 50 grams of caster sugar, and then for the yolk of it I've just got some orange food colouring. So still pretty simple, it's just like 5 ingredients, not even that, 4 ingredients and a bit. Ooh, it's exciting. So chocolate is now going on a bain-marie to melt it. So we're just going to wait for that to melt a bit. So the reason I've got some small chocolate chips is so I can temper the chocolate, and when you temper chocolate it makes it nice and smooth and glossy and nice and shiny. If I was to just heat this chocolate up and then stick it right in the moulds, it would be quite dull and have a quite dull effect. So what I can do is heat this up to about 45 degrees, add in this chocolate, and then just stir this chocolate in while the chocolate's cooling down to about 32 degrees. And what that's doing is breaking down the sugar crystals in the chocolate and making it nice and shiny. Hopefully, with the dark chocolate, the tempered dark chocolate, my eggs will be extra special. So whilst that's melting, I'm going to prepare my centre. So I've got some packet fondant mix. So I'm not entirely sure how to make fondant icing. I think it's just icing sugar and some like glycerin and glycerin and some other products and stuff. But I'm not entirely sure. So I've just got some packet mix, and this is the ones that he just I think it's royal icing, to be honest. Fondant icing, royal icing, the same thing. So what I'm going to do is just mould it a bit, because it's quite easy to mould into. It's quite easy to do. So what I'm going to do is just pinch a blob of this. This is going to be for some decoration of the egg later on. So that can go to the side. But the rest of it, so about 230 grams of it, I need it to be a lot thinner consistency, and the recipe that I'm using is going around the internet at the moment to make some homemade cream eggs, and what the video says is to get some packet mix and secret recipe and kind of a cheating way, grate it, and then you can mix it with some sugar water. So that's what I'm going to do. So grate it in here, and just going to grate this. Just make it a bit easier to use. It's very simple to do. So here is the grated fondant icing. Now we're just going to have to wait for the chocolate to melt. It's getting there. It's getting there. Slowly. So what I need to do is check the temperature. So for the chocolate, I need to make sure it gets to about 45 degrees. So on my thermometer there, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's about 45 degrees there. So this can come off the heat, and I can add in the chocolate chips and reduce it down to about 32 degrees. Going in. So now I just need to keep melting this, adding this in, melt it all around. So well, they've already melted pretty much. That's pretty warm to me. So I keep stirring it, and then we'll just reduce the temperature down. Okay, so my chocolate's cooled down to about 30 degrees. Now I'm going to pour it into my egg mould. So I've got these egg moulds here, these small ones. So these are going to be my cream eggs. And I've got some bigger ones for my actual big egg. That's one done. Three done. Oh my days, this is quite messy. That's quite messy. Okay, so it kind of needs to go into a bit more. So a bit more in the middle one. Don't push in the middle. Coats the edges. And then pour the rest of it out. Oh, it all back in. Okay, so this is quite a mess. Okay, so the silicone one doesn't really work properly. Okay. Make it a bit stronger. Scrape everything off it. Get it. Oh, go. Let's get a spoon and scrape away everything you don't need. Definitely looked easy on the video. And there we go. So a bit of a mess, but they're going in the fridge to chill. Okay, so just the easy way to do it is just to spoon some chocolate into these. It's definitely the easy way of doing it, just spooning it in and pushing it around. There we go, that's much easier with the plastic ones. Right, in the fridge these go as well. So whilst my eggs are setting in the fridge, I'm going to do the sugar water. 50 grams of sugar into just a pan of water. So I think it's about 2 parts water to 1 part sugar. I'm just going to slowly melt that until it's all done, and then once it's done, I can incorporate it into the fondant icing. So sugar's dissolved in the water now. I only need a few drops to go in my fondant icing. It says a dash, so that's a dash for me. I'll give this a nice mix up. So now it's nice and mixed together. It's a decent consistency for a cream egg. So I'm just going to put a few spoonfuls in another bowl, put my orange food colouring in, and then that'll be the yolk. And that'll be sorted. So here's our 2 fondant centres, the white on the left and my orange ones on the right. So now I just need to wait for our eggs to set. Okay, so my first batch of eggs has dried, has cooled down and set. So the patterns look quite good actually. You can make them out. The sides, however, they're quite a bit thin. So obviously the chocolate went into the middle of it. But we'll see how they go. See if we can fill them with fondant, and then put them together. Okay, so here are my eggs. The first one was a bit too much in it, so I just kind of reduced it a bit, and probably needs a bit more fondant, white fondant as well, But as soon as they're sealed up, then they'll be all right. So I've just melted a bit more chocolate, so hopefully I'm going to be able to glue them two together. Not sure how it's going to work with the thin edges, but we'll give it a go. This may be a disaster. Right, let's find two that we need to glue together. So that's some of the 3 stars on it. 3 stars next time. We'll see what we can do. Just have the edge of it. So we'll stick these two together now. See how this goes. Because there's not much on the edge to use, it's a bit difficult. So yeah, they're quite difficult to put together without an edge, so never mind. We'll see how the bigger eggs are. These definitely look alright, so hopefully I'll be able to take them out of the moulds quite easily, and then we can stick them together. Oh, nearly. That's not bad, that's one. Coming out a lot easier, there we go. Oh! Oh, there we go. Bit of force comes out. No, that's too thin. Cracked it. A few cracks on this one. So there we go. 4 or 3.5 eggs. So I've got this ready wheat nest out of the fridge. It kind of broke up a bit, so I've made it, pushed it together. I have glued one of the eggs together and put the rest of my fondant in the cracked egg that happened, and just put some Cadbury's mini eggs in the oven. But first we're just going to try this fondant egg. See what it tastes like. That is nice. Very nice. Look at the layers on that. Oh god, that's quite sweet, but that is very, very nice. Excellent. All in all, I think I nailed it. Okay, that's it for today's video. Have an excellent Easter. Bye bye. Ow! Ah, yep, don't touch the bowl. Oh god, that hurt.